Hi everybody. Well, we had the government announcement last night about the next stages of lockdown. And I guess some people may have found it encouraging to think there's a little bit of movement going on. Some found it confusing because some things were left unclear. And a lot of people would have found it frustrating because the end feels a very long way off. We don't know what we'll be able to do when we're living with great uncertainty about the future. Some of us maybe are fine with that. We're fairly relaxed, we live day to day, we just assume we'll get on with life. Others of us find that really hard, not being able to plan and know what will be happening when. Whichever category we're in, there's an opportunity for us here we shouldn't miss. Something we should learn from living with uncertainty. In James chapter 4, James writes to people who are planning their lives. And he says, you think you'll go to that town and you'll do this or that while you're there. They know what the future holds, they think. And he says to them, you don't even know what'll happen tomorrow. In fact, he says, you don't even know if you'll be alive tomorrow. He says their lives are like a mist which come and then vanish. They are fragile. He is saying we are less in control than we think. We'd like to think we control our lives, and the regularity of life usually gives us that impression. We can plan things and expect things. And that's not necessarily wrong. But James is saying that regularity of life is actually an illusion. We are less in control than we think. And that means there's actually an opportunity for us to learn. This time of uncertainty is actually revealing reality to us. We're less in control than we think. But rather than making us feel kind of even more uncertain, rather than kicking away any remaining support and thinking, well, it's just desperate then, James is pointing them to the God who is in control, the God who does know, the God who holds our lives in his hands. And he encourages them to say, if it is God's will, we will go and do this, we will do that. He's encouraging them to realize they are less in control than they think, but to turn to live life, putting their hand into God's and looking to him and saying, it depends on you. It depends what you want to happen. So rather than being more destabilizing, it is actually comforting and freeing. Well, whether you are pretty relaxed and easygoing or whether you're quite anxious about the future, let's not miss this opportunity to learn. We're less in control than we think, but we live with a God where we say, if it is your will, this will happen. Our lives are in your hands.